Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be going through working with scales. I'm going to look at two types of scales. The one is your ratio scale and the other one is your bar scale. So we're going to look at what is the difference between a scale of 1 to 250,000 and perhaps a scale of a world map, which could possibly be 1 to maybe 2,500,000. So I want you to look at what do we notice between the two. So if you looked at the three on the top with the three different scales, you will see that it is more detailed, as in you can see the streets, you can see buildings. Here there's a laboratory, you can see more detail. And when you look at the one below and you're looking at your world map, you can see that if I look perhaps at Africa, you can see that South Africa is at the bottom here, but you can't see it like much detail of that particular country. You cannot see Zimbabwe, you can just see the world map. So when it's not detailed as that, as showing streets or perhaps rivers or things like that, we would say that the scale is something like 1 to 2,500,000. Whereas above, the scale for the one on the right hand side is 1 to 24,000. It is more detailed, more information can be seen. And the one in the middle is 1 to 100,000, and one on the left hand side is 1 to 250,000. So sometimes you'd be asked to match a particular scale with a particular map, and then you would look at the detail. The more detail it has, you would see that the scale would be the one which is 1 to 24,000. The less detail it has, you would then match it up with one with the map below, which is 1 to 2,500,000. Now what I'd like you to know here, and that they ask this question quite often, is if you have 1 to 250,000, you could be asked, what does this mean? And your answer would be 1 unit on the map. So 1 unit on the map represents 250,000 units in reality. So in real life, basically. So what I'm trying to say to you here is that if your unit here could be centimeter. So if you were working in centimeters, you would be saying 1 centimeter on the map represents 250,000 centimeters in reality. Or you could be working with, if you stay in the US, you would be talking about maybe 1 mile, and the map represents 250,000 miles in reality. So you would look at, but when you're asked to explain it, you can just use 1 unit on the map represents 250,000 units in reality. Now if we look at this particular diagram, you will see that the disadvantage of our ratio scale is that a ratio scale, so if we look here, the disadvantage of the ratio scale is that the maps are reproduced, and there's a chance that the ratio scale will become inaccurate if the maps are reproduced. Now let's go and look at the bar scale. So when we look at the bar scale, you can see here we have bars, and each bar is 5 kilometers. So you've got 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 kilometers going along here. So what you do is, if you are asked to measure or find the scale of the map, you would take your ruler and you would measure from 0 to 5, and you try and work out how many, you would measure how many centimeters or millimeters depending on what you want to use. So let's just say you're using centimeters, you're going from 0 to 5, and it works out to 2 centimeters. So you're going to say 2 centimeters to 5 kilometers. right? So if you are told, like let's just say on the map, you measure the distance between 2 points on the map, between 2 cities. And the measurement on the map, as the crow flies, that means in a straight line. So when they talk about as the crow flies, and we're looking at the distance between the 2 cities, you're going to take your ruler and you're going to measure across as the crow flies. So let's just say the distance going across between the 2 cities is 12 centimeters. And you want to know in reality how many kilometers is that. So you'd put your centimeters under your centimeters, and you're going to try and work out how many kilometers this would work out to. So the standard rule you would always apply is you would say 12 centimeters divided by 2 centimeters, and then you multiply going across. So here you're going to go 12 divided by 2 times 5. So 12 divided by 2 would give me 6, and 6 times 5 is 30 kilometers. So what this means is that 12 centimeters on the map is equivalent or represents 30 kilometers in reality. Okay, so in my next video, I will explain in detail more examples and try and give you exam type questions. But I want to talk about what the advantage of a bar scale is. So we looked at a disadvantage of the ratio scale, and we're going to look at an advantage of the bar scale. So the advantage of the bar scale is that when the maps are reproduced, the bar scale is reproduced in the same way. So what this means, if somebody asked you which one is more accurate out of the ratio scale or the bar scale, you would say that the bar scale is more accurate, or it remains accurate, and the reason being is that when the maps are reproduced, the bar scale will remain the same. I hope you found this video useful. Please like and subscribe and follow me on my next video.